Welcome back, welcome back. Thanks so much for joining us. We're going to be talking a little bit about a topic that our next guest has some expertise in. Trey Gilmore is here from the North Arkansas Regional Medical Center Sleep Lab. And that started out a few years ago with something small, but now it's part of the wing of the hospital, and it's 24/7. Tell us a little bit about why it got started and how you're involved with it.
One of the main reasons that we wanted to start a sleep lab here in the community is first off, just the amount of people that were having problems with sleep-related issues. I mean, sleep's one of those things that everybody does. Everybody sleeps, and most people sleep fairly poorly. We don't always know that we do, but we do. You know, the thing that we do at the lab is we try to look for general inconsistencies all night long. We're not here just to tell you that you do one thing wrong or that you do, you know, this other thing wrong. We're here to say this is what you do right. This is the things that you're doing correctly. This is where we need to build on some other things and look for improvement. No one's going to be sleeping perfectly, so to say. I mean, that would be in a perfect world, right? But the main thing that we want to do is try to get the community aware of some of the general sleep issues that most people go with. I mean, right now, just in the general American population, over 80% of the population probably has an undiagnosed sleep disorder. A lot of it's things that, you know, you can't control. One of the main things that we do is test for sleep apnea. And sleep apnea is just simply the stopping of breathing while you sleep. Well, the two things that cause sleep apnea are two things that we have no control over. One is our muscles relaxing. Our muscles relax every time we fall asleep. It's the whole reason we do fall asleep, is to get that rejuvenation. So as these muscles here around our airway start to relax, the second part of the equation, gravity, which again is around us all the time, simply pushes that muscle tissue and that skin tissue back against our airway, closing it off.
So your lungs are going up and down, but your
lungs are still working, brain's still working, heart's still pumping.
So there's a blockage there.
It's just an obstruction of the airway. And it happens in, you know, my 6-year-old daughter does it a little bit. That doesn't necessarily mean that everyone has a treatable or diagnosable case, but it means that it's something that's more than likely affecting most people in the community.
I think most people, I mean, I don't know if I even have a problem. And if you live alone, how do you know if you've got a problem? I mean, you have to come to an awareness at some point.
And there's a couple different ways we can do that. One of the best ways that we do that is we have a couple forms at the hospital that you're more than welcome to come by and pick up. They're free forms. We can send them to you, mail them to you if you contact us and let us know your address. And they're just a quick personal survey that you can fill out yourself. It asks very directed questions, and it kind of gives you an assessment of what it is you possibly could be suffering with. Some people are at high risk, some people are at low risk. And, you know, it just kind of gives you a starting point. Of course, you know, any questions that anybody would ever have, as a lab, we're always more than happy to help answer those questions with the public, and we're really here for the community to try to get them to wake up and enjoy this summer.
So some of the questions on the questionnaire would be revealing to you as to their possible problem with not sleeping enough or sleeping too much or having difficulty, you know, breathing or
whatever.
It's
revealing to me, but it's also, I mean, it's revealing to the person. They're not very medically based questions in the sense that it's something long term with big words that none of us know how to spell, let alone say. It's mainly going to be stuff like questions: do you snore? Have you had complaints about your snoring? What level of snoring do people complain about? Is it something that can be heard next to you? Is it something that can be heard in the next room? Is it something, you know, just kind of, it focuses on, maybe gives yourself that open window of, well, maybe things are a little bit worse than I presume. The older we get, the more we like to just sweep everything under that age rug. You know, hey, I'm getting older, that's why I don't sleep well. Oh, I'm getting older, that's why I wake up to go to the restroom 4 or 5 times a night.
Or would it be possible if you wake up not feeling rested? Is that a clue?
Sometimes you wake up not feeling rested. Sometimes it doesn't catch up with you till after, you know, partway through the day. So, you know, everyone's different. Everyone sleeps different. Everyone has different types of sleep issues. And again, that's why we're not here to make everyone perfect or to make everyone fall into this, you know, certain little category. We want to try to take the individual and, you know, work with their doctor or their physician and try to get that person to have the best personal sleep they can get.
So is that the first step? Maybe get with your physician and maybe he should recommend?
Yeah, the first step would be...
So they can go on a referral, is that...
You know, we of course don't require that you have a referral. We do self-pay patients as well, but for the most part, it does work out easier if you can go to your primary care physician and talk to them. In most places, if you just talk to them about being fatigued or being, you know, maybe the snores that you might have at night, or waking up with grinding of your teeth, or maybe your wife sleeps in another room now, or the husband sleeps in, you know, all these different things. Usually, those red flags will get the doctor to go on and at least get you in for a consultation.
Now, you have a sleep area, inside the hospital where people come and stay the night, right?
Right. We've really done the best we can to try to make sure that you know the hallway there where you're sleeping, it's a segregated hallway. It's not right there in the middle of everything. It's the rooms have been redecorated. They're really nice and quiet. Blackout curtains all over the place.
Is there electrodes or
we do have several
sensor?
different electrodes that we hook up to you. Mainly what we're doing is monitoring what's happening inside your body as you're sleeping. Of course, you know, we can't tell that unless we do have you know, different types of equipment hooked up to you. And some people are a little nervous about that. Some people have a little bit of questions about whether or not that is going to impede their sleep or possibly cause them to not sleep well. And you know, one of the best things about what we do at the lab is it doesn't matter if the patient comes in and sleeps well. First off, no one comes to the sleep lab that sleeps well. You know, so what we're doing and what we're looking for there, if you're there to even able just to lay in bed, even if you're that one patient that stays awake all night long, we're still going to learn something. We're still going to be able to see you know, what's keeping you from falling asleep. And I've had more sleep studies done on myself than most anybody ever will have to have.
Do you have problems sleeping?
Oh, I did. I mean, if you'd have saw me 5 years ago, I was quite a bit heavier. I've lost a little bit of weight since then. My heart was starting, you know, even in my early 30s now, but even in my late 20s at that point, my doctors were a little concerned with some of the heart conditions that it was getting into. Heart disease runs rampant in my family, and so it was one of those things where, I mean, I wear a CPAP, you know, it's something that I use, and it's not something I liked right off the bat. Wasn't something that I was sold on the first week.
But you have a good night's sleep, though.
But once you get that first couple nights of good rest,
you realize
you won't want to give it back.
Yeah,
you know, it's one of those things that once you start getting that nice sleep and you get through where you're making it through the day, and maybe if you are a young parent, you're able to get down and play with your kids and be more active in their lives and be more active even in your own adult life. It really opens up and just kind of opens up a whole world of opportunities for you just by sleeping.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, we want to let people know that there's more information out there and that the contact number's on the screen, and there's more information at the end of the show. And we want to thank Trey for coming by.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very, very much.
We want to
My
welcome
pleasure.
you to come back at some other time and maybe talk about maybe some new developments
Yeah,
or
be happy
what the
to.
hospital's doing or what you're doing there in that department.
Be happy to.
Thanks, Trey.
Thank you.
Up next, we're going to be talking with a world premiere, a couple people that are key characters, and also the director of a world premiere play that's coming to the Lyric here in
June 13th.
June 30th. Yeah, it's 2 weekends, and we'll be talking about all those details in just a few minutes. Stay with us.